random video I wanted to do because I was bored. Oh, look. There's Mike. I mean, the red engine. No, it's not James, even though he has the same tender. Alright. Eagle. We're gonna be taking this very long and heavy train to a place. Meanwhile, Neil and our beloved Fergus were pulling a very heavy coal train up the hill. And you may be asking, why am I not helping them? Because that would ruin the immersion. Oh look, who's that coming down the track with Thomas's, not Thomas's coaches yet. Edward. Edward's coming down the track with some random coaches. Undershooting the station. Oh, then I can't do this. I'm leaving. I'm leaving you. And the mic set off. Sorry. And Eagle with James's tender set off. But then there was trouble. Snap. The trucks rolled not very far. But then... Oosh! Oh, this is quite heavy of a train. We haven't even reached the slope yet. And the mic helped, and Eagle helped Fergus over the hill without even knowing it. And Albert just sat there, pondering his life, questioning if he was actually Thomas or an OC. Anyone else? Oh look, there's Tobias, Toby's cousin. There's an OC. Oh look, here's the crane from that one episode that drops a box of fish onto Thomas. There's not an OC. That's not an OC. Don't call that crane an OC. Just because there's no room for a face. Well, right there. But that's not important. Just because there's no room for a face does not mean you can call it an OC. Oh look, it's Megabox James. Okay, but with all seriousness, let's start with the topic that I wanted to talk about. Thomas and the Magic Railroad. And it's just like, it's hard. I don't like it. The editor software. The editing software. It's not even that bad. It just stopped working. I mean, I can't make episodes, or acts of Thomas and the Magic Railroad if, like, you won't let me? So, like, I'm just gonna say it now. Just, like, let me. And, so, basically, I wanted to say something in that movie. And I did, but, like, it was in Act 4, and Act 4 is never gonna come out. Neither is Act 2, the remastered version. And that's because I'm stopping production on Thomas and the Magic Railroad. But, like, I can tell you what the plot is. So, like, you do get some sense of closure. So, Mr. Conductor, Act 1, of course. So, Mr. Conductor, he's just like, the people of Shining Time come and attack him for no reason. Like, we have no idea. Literally no idea why he is being attacked. Why people are coming for him. So, the people come for him, they chase him down, and, like, try to find him. Mr. Conductor almost dies, and then the Christmas train comes and saves the day. And, like, so, the Christmas train goes like at a certain speed through the wall, and it ends up at the island of Sodor / my room, and, like, the talking trains are there, like, and then, like, part 2 happens. Well, I'm just kind of already started part 2, but anyways, so part 2 starts in, like, 2, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? With the 611. And, Act 2 is basically Gordon Goes Foreign, but with the Flying Scotsman and Thomas the Magic Railroad, and Gordon and the Flying Scotsman basically get trapped at the, London. Act 3. So, like, I probably should have watched Act 3. So, Lily, who came... Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. In, Act 2, Gordon and the Flying Scotsman, like, there's this diesel with people from Shining Time, and they're, like, going through the backyard up to, like, the front door, and, like, they're in this big Lego diesel train, and they just, it's like, so, like, Diesel, and while the Diesel's passing Gordon and the Flying Scotsman with the Express, like, the Diesel falls off the track. Gordon and the Flying Scotsman save the Diesel and all the passengers. And now we can go to part 3. So, like, in part 3, they, come out of, like, the people from the train come inside and they, like, hop on this lorry. But Lily, yeah, Lily was here. Not that important. But, like, she hops onto a car and drives away, and there's, like, this chase scene that I really like. So happy part 3 actually worked. So, like, then... Here. Falling off my bed. So, like, Lily goes to Mr. Conductor, is, like, brushing James's nose with, like, the broom. And, like, Lily walks up and like, Mr. Conductor, the shining times are coming. Like, Mr. Conductor says, Lily, you need to go to your grandfather's Burnett Stone's house. And meanwhile, Patch, like, he finished making up the sign, like, he goes down, takes a ride with my dog, Itsy Poo. Itsy Poo. And then, oh, sorry, it's 12 in the morning. Probably like 1 at this rate. Whatever. So, like, dang, I lost track. So, like, Patch goes to Burnett Stone's house, and, like, they get Trevor out of the ditch, they go to his house, and, like, they find Lady. And, like, Edward goes on to a bridge and, like, crashes into Fred Pele, the orange coal truck with the embedded face that they kept in Winrowy for some reason. Anyways, so, like, Fred rolls, like, the bridge collapses, Fred rolls into the bridge, and then he's outside, and he falls out of the treehouse, then he falls into the ground, and then he falls into the ground, which teleports him to, like, the street, and he, like, rolls down, and then he's just, like, stuck. And Fred was placed there by Diesel's 2 henchmen, who were nameless. So, sorry about this again. Sorry for the shaky camera. I don't know where my tripod is. It's probably in the film room. Anyways, so, like, Edward goes over the bridge and he rolls into the wall. The bridge just leads into the wall, and Edward teleports to Burnett Stone's house, and, like, he and Lady have a little conversation. Like, Edward asks if he can stay, and he stays. And then, like, Fred says it's the end of Act 3, and then Act 4 happens. And Act 4 I really like because of world building. World building is so good. Just, if you're making your own series, make sure you always add a bit of world building. Anyways. So, Neil sees Diesel's 2 henchmen roll into the shed, which is underneath the bed. And, like, so, Neil goes over there, jumps off the track like we do nowadays, rolls into the shed, makes the shed collapse. Like, and, like, for the context, like, then I walk into the room, and I say, oh well, I'm gonna miss this place, the blue walls. Like, alright, talking trains, we're moving. Get ready, blue. So, like, Mr. Conductor, the next scene is Mr. Conductor running away, and he hops, and Caroline just, like, runs into her. And if you don't know who Caroline is, Caroline, I think. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. So, like, Caroline just backs into him. Like, she says just like, get in! I do not know why I said it like that. Get in, Slam Boy. I'm having too much fun with this. So, like, Mr. Conductor gets in and they ride away. And, like, Caroline's like, I'm hot! I'm hot! My engine's overheating! I'm hot! And Mr. Conductor's just like, Caroline, I'm sorry. I do not fancy, like, in love, I do not. Anyways, like, so, like, now, just like, Caroline gets mad, stops, and just lets him walk the rest of the way. And, like, Mr. Conductor was going to the windmill. And so, like, he climbs up the mountain and goes to the windmill. Meanwhile, destruction. The rail ripping up crew comes and just like, ripping up rails, what a life, said George, as Diesel 10 started to negotiate with them. In no time, the shed remains were cleared. And Diesel 10 said, I gotta go. I got a conductor to catch and I have a conductor to catch and a steamer to stomach. And he races away. And so we cut back to Mr. Conductor. And he's back at the top of the mountain. Which, mountain, bookshelf, whatever. So, like, Mr. Conductor is at, like, the top of the mountain bookshelf thing. And, like, he's talking about how great that there's nothing evil trying to kill me. And then Diesel 10 just, like, rolls up and just, like, knocks him over and pushes him up to the windmill. And while Mr. Conductor is up there, he sees a sign on the computer. Because this is in the office room, and the computer is, like, you can see the computer from where he is. And it says, 2678 Conch Street. And Mr. Conductor's just like, that's funny. We don't live on Conch Street. And so, like, Diesel 10 knocks him off with the windmill. And then, like, jokes on Diesel 10 because he's just a Lego person and he's absolutely fine. Anyways, Mr. Conductor climbs up another mountain. Finger parentheses. I'm like, do not know what access. So, like, now, Mr. Conductor is at the top of the mountain, and, like, anyways, so, Mr. Conductor is, like, at the top of the mountain now, and, like, it's Paint 3D. Yes, I was using Paint 3D. I'm like, he's like, wait a minute. This isn't our address. Our address is... I cannot remember what I said. It was not my real address, I know that. So, like... It's like, wait a minute. Moving. Address. So he, like, makes this hideous sign. And, like, telling Junior, like, Junior? I need your help. Help us. Like, I'm not you. This is like to replace the shellflower. Like, he's just like, alright, Junior. I know you're watching this. And like, it's just like fourth wall break, but like, a lot of it is the fourth wall break. So like, sorry, I'm going to take a shower after this now. So, like, so, Mr. Conductor, so we cut to an animated scene using Paint and then Paint 3D, yeah, Paint 3D, like, the ocean. Junior's just like, oh, what what does Cuz want? And like, then a wave comes, grabs his phone. And like, Junior's like, what are you doing with my phone? The wave tweets out on Junior's account on Twitter, I hate cows. And there's like a picture of cows and like a circle and a line through it. And like, and the phone vibrated so much that it fell out of the computer and onto the floor. And then like, sorry. So like, then the wave like flinged Junior off his lounge chair through the wave, and like Junior goes flying into a car and into a truck, and Junior's just like, alright, let's go, with this random person who's holding an antenna. And that's the end of Act 4. And then like, the next act is like, Thomas wakes up, he goes around this wooden railway layout, and like, it's all weird, and like, he rolls into Nafford Station, into the yards, where he finds background engine, Markham. That feller, and that's Marklin in my universe. And so like, Thomas is like, oh hey, Marklin! Like, it's just recreating a few scenes when the adventure begins. Thomas is a different model. My arm hurts. And I'm like, so, they do a head count and they realize that Fred is not there with them. So Thomas volunteers out to go and find him. So like, we just see a few scenes of Thomas going out and finding him. And meanwhile, we get Junior coming and Mr. Conductor. And Junior says, alright, I knew this was going to happen. The Shining Tiners were going to rebel eventually. And Mr. Conductor's like, how did you know? And Junior's just like, there's a reason why Burnett, our dad, called me Junior. I'm way smarter than you. I don't know how you got that country. I knew from the start of how you were treating those people. How horribly, painfully, terribly you were treating those people. That it was just gonna go up in smoke. Your country about mining and overpopulation blew up in your face, and now you have an entire country of people trying to kill you because you're basically like a communist. And we do not like communists. In my just personal opinion. We do not like Democrats either. Before you know it, we'll all be in car seats on trains. There's going to be car seats and everything, everywhere. Even Mr. Tall or Mrs. Lass will have to be sitting in car seats. It's horrifying and terrible. Curse you, Democrats. Opinion. Controversial opinion of mine. So Diesel 10 is somehow just there. And meanwhile, Thomas couples up to Fred Pele. Fred, the orange car with the embedded face, they start running away. They run away for hours. Because they're toy trains, and this is not supposed to be a video. Their coal never runs out. There's no point to having coal trains. Literally no point. But So, like, meanwhile, Thomas somehow gets teleported to the workshop, which they use to cook some coal, burn some of Fred Pele's coal in Lady, which makes her steam again. And so, like, now Diesel 10's there, like, so they rush away. And, like, they're rushing away, like, it's basically the chase scene. And, like, Mr. Conductor is on board Lady. But, like, Junior's also there, too. Because, like, who wouldn't go and visit their dad when they're, like, on an existential crisis with their country? And they're in a different country to which their dad is in. So, like, they're driving. So, like, Junior and Mr. Conductor are in the train. And, like, Junior and Mr. Conductor are fighting Lady. And Junior throws Mr. Conductor out. And Diesel Tank catches him out of the goodness in his heart. And Diesel Tank just like, I was trying to help you! You would've just gave me time to help you. I would've. I knew what was going on this whole time. And then, like, they somehow get teleported to, like, the highest legally accessible bridge in Virginia. And, like, Thomas and Lady go across it just fine. But Diesel 10 and Junior, they fall off. The second height, like, the highest bridge that is legally accessible in Virginia. They fall off and, like, Diesel 10 lands in, like, a toy boat. Junior is, like, drifting down the river. And, like, Diesel 10's just like, oh, I hate cruises. And Thomas just feels so bad. And, like, Thomas is like, I'm sorry! That's the last thing that Diesel 10 and Junior hear. So, like, they somehow get teleported back to the new house. And, like, they saved the end. Come on, baby, do the commotion. And, like, yeah, there we go. That's it. That's what it was supposed to be. But, like, the editing software just broke. Like, I know this should be like an Erdl thing. Like, the Thomas and Friends Erdl should be doing this, like, in episode 1 of the Erdl series. But, like, now, it's just like, I wanted to make this feel a bit more personal. Even though I'm not showing my face. But oh well. He's a really... Oh well. Little engines can do. Oh well. Little engines can do. Oh gosh. Big fangs. Get it? Because, like, this Thomas is huge, and, like, that's, like, next to a Mega Box Thomas, like, yeah, my comedy's bad. Oh well.